Grandma, you cracked me up.
Why?
So, telling me about what Mom made you for dinner.
Oh, yeah. I don't think Sheila liked it.
What was it?
It was little tiny macaronis with some kind of sauce all over it, and it was terrible.
It was?
There's no salt, no pepper.
Oh, no. That's...
And what's she doing?
She's laughing, but Mom, what was this dish you made?
I tried to make Alfredo.
Okay.
Because she doesn't like the red sauce.
Right.
So I just put some olive oil in a pan, got it hot, poured some flour in it and milk, got it thick, and then I thought that might not have enough flavor, so I put some mayonnaise in it.
Oh my God! Oh, what the? Oh!
That's what I had to eat.
Oh no!
I didn't even taste it.
Oh! She didn't even taste it, and she made you eat it.
Yeah.
Oh!
Now that's being cruel to animals. Don't you think?
That's cruel to humanity and animals both. Wait, let me get this straight, Mom.
Yes.
You put flour.
No, oil, and I heated it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it hot. Put some flour in it to, like, you know how you make country gravy?
No, but go on.
And then I thought, well, that's close to Alfredo sauce, so I put a little more milk in it. But
Oh my!
it looked kind of bland, so I added a little, not a lot, but a little bit of mayonnaise in it.
Have you ever had Alfredo sauce?
Yeah, and I don't care for it.
Oh.
And that's the one I like.
I'm gonna do. There's an olive oil company which is a really good olive oil. It's like my favorite olive oil company, and we're gonna do a brand sponsorship for them because you know a portion of our brand deals go to St. Jude's Hospital. So I'm always trying to incorporate some kind of a brand. So I'm going to cook you guys dinner tomorrow night. How would you like that?
That sounds fine.
And Mom, I'm going to teach you how to make pesto. I am going to do the cooking in your kitchen and make a big old mess. How's that sound?
Okay.
Is that all right?
Oh, yeah. I don't clean it anyway.
Oh, see, I don't clean it up anyway.
You don't clean it up. So, one of my favorite things is called chicken Bellagio, which is a pasta and pesto sauce and chicken. I love that. Good. So I'm going to just teach you. It's so easy, Mom. It's so easy. Okay. So, and it tastes really good. So I'm going to start with that. I won't even subject you to an Alfredo sauce at this point. You need time to recover from that. But next week we'll do an Alfredo. All right? Okay, guys, I can't believe we're actually going to do a cooking video here. What am I thinking? I really want to thank Brightland for sponsoring this video, and I've actually been a subscriber to Brightland for a while. I subscribed to Brightland when somebody was telling me about store-bought olive oils. I had a yucky experience with an olive oil one time, and they suggested this company. And what I didn't know was that a lot of store-bought olive oils are mixed with untraceable, low-quality oils to cut costs. So I really appreciate that this company, Brightland, doesn't contain any additives or junk, completely organic. I really like that. And Brightland is female-founded. Yep, they're consciously made on family-run farms right here in California. So I really like the company and I really like the taste. And I like that there are a different variety of them. I mean, some of them are a little buttery and some are fruity and some are nutty, but they're all really rich and intense and amazing. And so I like it. And if you guys want to find out more about Brightland and their amazing products, I've included a link in the description box. Go ahead and click that and you'll get 10% off. And then you can take your home-cooked meals and elevate them to a gourmet experience. All right, I'm going to attempt cooking on video. I can't believe I'm actually going to do this, Grandma.
When?
When? Right now. All right, I'm going to make a chicken and pesto and pasta dish. It's one of my favorite dishes. I hope you guys like it. I'm going to start with the pesto. Fresh basil.
washed a couple times. I pulled most of the stems off, but don't go crazy. I mean, you can leave a little bit of stem on there. Traditionally, you use pine nuts. Pine nuts are crazy expensive, and I'm using peeled and sliced olives. They're not olives, they're almonds. I've got olive oil on the brain. So these are peeled and sliced almonds, and we're gonna toast those. And then this is freshly grated Parmesan Reggiano and Romano cheese. Now, the Romano in there is very salty, so I'm not gonna actually add salt to the rest of this because this is really gonna salt this up. Unless you like salt, then you can add salt. I do have salt and pepper here. Now, for the olive oil is everything. You have to use a very good olive oil. I'm using Brightland olive oil. There's 3 different kinds, and I'm gonna use them in 3 different ways. Interesting enough, Grandma, this company, Brightland, is a local California company, and it's female owned. Isn't that cool? Okay, so a lot of times the olive oil that you get in stores is not that good. So olive oil is one of the key ingredients. And cheese. Cheese is very, very important. It's all very important. I'm kind of picky when it comes to my food. All right, the chicken breast. The chicken breast is super thin. I mean, you can almost see through it. I buy it pre-sliced like this. I like it sliced really thin. You can butterfly it, or you can pound it out. You can just lay it on the counter and put something on top of it and beat the heck out of it. A couple eggs, some flour, and some breadcrumbs. Now, ordinarily, I would use panko. If I was just using the Parmesan, I would use panko because there's where the salt comes in. Panko tends to be really salty, so I use just breadcrumbs. I don't like too much salt in my food. So these are the ingredients, obviously pasta. And I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do here in 1 second. I'm gonna use a butterfly pasta. You can use a spaghetti, a linguine, you can use any type of pasta. Today I'm gonna use a farfalle noodle. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make the pesto. So we're gonna put these ingredients in a food processor, we're gonna mix them up, and we're also gonna toast these. So give me a second and I'll be. Almonds are in a pan. No olive oil, no, nothing in there. We want them to be nice and golden toasty. The fire's on about a medium heat. I guess you can see right about there. That's about how high you want the flame. And then what you want to do is you just don't step away from them, almost like you're doing the popcorn. Just keep shaking them and stirring them, and this will get them nice and golden brown. See how nice and golden brown that is? They're nice and nutty. Again, I'm using almonds instead of pine nuts. I mean, when you see the price of pine nuts, you'll go crazy. I think almonds taste just as good. All right, obviously we know in Italy they would be doing this by hand. I'm not that guy. I'm definitely not that guy. But I am the guy that likes to do it a little bit differently. One of the things I actually forgot to mention was a clove of garlic. So I put a clove of garlic inside, and then I add the olive oil. And I remember I told you there were 3 different kinds of olive oils here. I'm gonna use this one particularly because this one, which is called Alive, is really good in spinach, arugula, kale, greens, dressings. So this one has a really nice flavor. So what we're gonna do is pour about a half a cup in here. Look at that. All olive oils are not made the same. You know that in stores, a lot of times, they'll cut the olive oil with like cheap oil, and you can't really tell. You really want an organic, pure olive oil. You can really taste and smell the difference. So about a half cup. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pop this lid off here. That drizzle's nice, but I want some olive oil. All right, so let's get this olive oil in here. About a half a cup. All right, so we've got our garlic, we've got our olive oil. Please don't forget to put the lid on. I have been known to forget to put the lid on numerous times. Okay, holding the phone and trying to do this. All right, so I'm gonna grind this. Whoa. I'm worried that that's gonna blow. Can you imagine? That'll be crazy. Okay. I like to get that garlic really chopped up in that olive oil. A lot of people will just throw all the ingredients in together, and that's also fine, but I like mine to be a little creamier. So I start here, so we've got that nice consistency. It's really creamy. I'm gonna pop this back open. Now we're gonna add those beautiful toasted almonds. All right, once more, we're gonna throw this lid back on. Got this locked in place. All right, now we're going to do this one more time. Look at that beautiful green color. Let me just peek in there and show you how that looks. All right, do you see how everything, so we've got our almonds, we've got our garlic, and we've got that delicious, God, that smells so good. Now, we're gonna add our cheese in. So we're gonna put our Romano and our Parmesan cheese in there. I'm gonna do it one more time. Hang on one second, I got a little bit of this. Again, I've washed my hands over and over. I'm a stickler for washing my hands. Goofy when it comes to getting, okay. So we're gonna do this one more time. All right. Now, do you see the consistency of that? It's creamy, it's blended. Oh, it smells so good. Now we're gonna add our basil in. Do I add it all in? Okay. I'm just gonna pack that down in there. Pack that in. All right. I don't want to overdo it, or then we'll just have a bunch of loose basil in there. All right. Let me see if I'm getting any better at putting this thing on. Okay. Got that locked in place. I got a stubborn one right there. He doesn't want to drown. Get down in there. Sometimes you just have to give it a little help. A little. Now, if you look at the consistency of this, it's a little thick. We want it to be a little creamier, so we're going to add some more of this golden nectar. All right. You really want it to be nice and creamy. Some people add a little cream to theirs. I mean, you can do a creamy version. Let's see if we need a little more. So I'm looking at the consistency. It needs a little more oil. Can you see how thick this is? Now, again, you could add cream to this and make a creamy basil, but I think this is a little thick, so I'm going to add even more olive oil. Can you tell I love olive oil? Okay, let's try. Alrighty. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to taste this. You know, salt is a very personal preference, and some people like a lot of salt and some people don't, but I do like some salt. Now see, it does need a little bit of salt. So I'm going to add just a pinch of salt to this. Just a pinch. Whoops. I lied, 2 pinches. Okay, fix this back up. So we're gonna bring a large pan. Don't ask me about quart pans, and I don't know. Enough to boil some pasta. And then we're gonna take a little bit of salt, and you really wanna get it nice and salty. A lot of salt in the water. You're like, are you crazy? What are you doing with all that salt? But when I boil my pasta, I really like to make sure that there's a lot of salt in the water. So we're gonna bring this to a boil and we'll be right back. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna season the chicken a little bit. And so I just put a little bit of salt, just a little bit on this side, and then we'll put a little bit of pepper, season it to the way you like it. I actually prefer pepper. And then we're gonna flip these over. Aluminum foil helps with the mess. You know, be very careful with your surfaces with chicken. As you know, salmonella is not our friend. Now, if you've noticed, I salted this on this side, and then I've peppered this side, but I've stuck my fingers back in the bowl after I've touched the chicken. So you're gonna wanna make sure you don't reuse any of the salt and pepper. You're gonna wanna discard this because handling the chicken and then putting it back in there is not safe. So make sure you do that. All right, so we've got our chicken. Oh, I missed one. Get on there. All right, so that is seasoned. Then another thing I like to do is wash my hands very often, but we're gonna whip the egg a little bit. I don't over whip it. It doesn't have to be completely whipped. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. As we know, eggs don't have a whole lot of flavor. All right, now I like to add cheese to my breadcrumbs. So I'm going to add this because when they fry, have you ever had fried cheese? The fried cheese and the breadcrumbs together are so good. I love them, I love them, I love them. Alrighty, first thing we do is we dip it in the flour and put a nice breading, a nice little coating all over. You know, when I was young, of course, because of my mom and grandma, they used to just dip it in egg and fry it. So I've learned to actually do it this way. All right, so you get a nice egg bath, get it nice and wet, and then we're gonna throw it right here on the breadcrumbs. I like to pack it on there and really make a nice thick thing. All right, so we're gonna do that to all of these. You don't have to watch me do all of this, but so we're gonna do it again and again. Just kind of make your way through. Flour, egg bath, breadcrumbs, and cheese mixture. All right, so once you've got all of these done, and then you're gonna do all of these, and then you set them aside, and now we're gonna heat up our olive oil. This one is good for homemade soups, stews, hearty pasta, warm bread, baked or crispy potatoes, fried eggs, roast chicken or veggies. This is the one that we are going to use, which is called Awake, for cozy days and slow nights. Ooh, how romantic. This has a smoke point of 410 degrees. So you want to, I cook this on a medium to medium high heat. All right, so we're going to pour this in the pan. We are going to pour it in here. We're going to heat it up. Just a little bit more. I like olive oil. Again, we're using the Brightland. This is a California olive oil. All of these olives are organically grown in California, which I also think is pretty cool. Although this is Brightland has sponsored the video, I actually use this olive oil. I love this olive oil. A lot of times what I do, if I'm using a product, I will reach out to the company and say, hey, would you like me to feature your product in some of the videos that we're doing? Because our videos raise money for charity, and so then they sponsor these videos. But I really do love these olive oils. So, all right, so there's our pan. Here we go. All right, so now our chicken is in here, and we're on a nice medium-high heat, and we're gonna cook it for just a few minutes on each side. That's the wonderful thing about these really thin pieces. The cheese in the breadcrumbs, you can really smell the cheese cooking. It creates such a great smell. Just a few more minutes and they'll be done. These cook really fast. I wish you could smell this. They smell amazing. So the pasta's boiling. We're going to cook this to al dente, which means to the bite, the teeth, al dente, which means it'll have a little firmness to the pasta when you bite into it. You'll definitely be able to feel the consistency. There is nothing worse than soggy pasta. Do not overcook your pasta. You want it al dente. So in the meanwhile, we have taken the chicken and we have put it on the plate. And so that is going. We've got more chicken cooking next to us. So I'm just trying to time the cooking of the pasta, this round of chicken, this round of chicken. This is where the balancing act begins. Don't overcook this, don't overcook this, but don't let this get cold. Oh, stressful. The pasta should be ready. It's been cooking about 8 minutes. I think it looks pretty good. So we're gonna drain this. another secret is a little bit of pasta water. Just a little bit of pasta water added to whatever sauce you're doing makes a difference. So we're going to add a little bit of this pasta water to the pesto too. So when we drain it, make sure you save just a couple teaspoons. All right, we've drained our pasta. Oh, that's hot. Make sure you don't touch it. It's hot. We've drained the pasta and we've left a little, I burned myself. We left a little bit of pasta water down there, if you can see that. So now, oh, it's getting steamy. All right, so now we're gonna add the pesto right into the pot. I just think that makes it a lot easier. We're just gonna stir this right. I have to say, this is, I should have had like a camera mount or something. This is not the easiest thing to do. Hang on one second. Oh, I wish you guys could smell this. I know I keep saying that. So we're going to mix this up really, really well. Make sure that all that pesto yummy deliciousness gets in all the little nooks and crannies. We're going to add a little bit of Parmesan to this. Just thicken it up, make it nice and creamy. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? That looks so good. All right, so now we're gonna plate this up. We're gonna take this delicious creamy pasta and we're gonna put it on a plate. Just a little bit. This is actually a gigantic serving. And then we're gonna put a piece of chicken right across the top of that. Then what I like to do is I like to take a little bit of arugula, just a little bit on the top. And then I like to take this. So this is, let me just show you, this is the lemon olive oil, which is really nice on top of the greens. So we're just going to drizzle just a tiny bit of this. Drizzle, drizzle, where's the drizzle? Okay, a little bit of that on top, a little bit more of this, and then a little more cheese. And let's see if she eats it. The one thing I forgot to tell you guys is my grandma hates pesto. Watch her face when she takes a bite of this. This is gonna be hilarious. Why did I make pesto? I don't know why I made pesto. Because this is my favorite. This is actually one of my favorite dishes. So let's see if she bites. Let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Although, Grandma, I know you don't really care for vegetables, so that arugula is not going to be your favorite. What do you think?
Especially when they're green.
Such flavor.
You like it? All right. Wow, Mom. You cleaned up your whole plate?
I did. It was very good.
Grandma, you left your green vegetables.
I don't want that. I don't like it.
You don't like your vegetables?
I don't like that green stuff.
You never, I knew she would never eat that. I tried, I snuck it in there. Oh, well.
No, I ate the chicken.
Did you like the chicken?
Uh-huh.
Did you like the pasta?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? No mayo in any of it.
Well, that's nice.